Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. New Manchester Family Court to open. The new Manchester Family Court, which was last month handed over to the judiciary by the Minister of Justice, will become operational on Thursday, January 6. Director of Client Services, Communications and Information at the Court's Administration Division, Kedisha Fletcher, noted that all family-related matters that were previously listed in the Manchester Parish Court will now be heard at the Manchester Family Court. The Manchester Family Court, like other specialized family courts in the island, had jurisdiction dealing with matters of maintenance, domestic violence, matters arising under the Child Care and Protection Act, offences involving children under 18 years of age, guardianship and custody of children, and adoption. The Manchester Family Court, located at 2 Park Crescent, was established following refurbishing work on the old Manchester Courthouse, which was substantially damaged by fire in November 2019. The refurbished court has now been outfitted with new office spaces, audiovisual equipment, and a child lounge. Meanwhile, the Court Administration Division is advising the public that the court will now open at 9 a.m. and will close at 2 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays. The revised operating hours are due to construction activities to upgrade the courthouse. As a result, these revised hours will remain in effect for the duration of the project, Fletcher stated. Spanish Town records third murder of New Year. 5 days into the new year, homicide detectives attached to the St. Catherine North Police Division are investigating their third murder in the Old Capital. The latest occurred in the Rivoli community, where a man identified only as Shaba was shot and killed along a dirt track leading to Ray Valley Avenue. His body was reportedly found sometime before 11 a.m. after the police were summoned to the area following reports of gunfire. Senior Superintendent Howard Chambers, who heads the division, visited the scene where he met with a group of youths. "I was just using the opportunity to reason with the community members and encouraging the young people. We want them to just live good and be good citizens to society," Chambers reported. He said some of the residents expressed a desire to enroll in skill training programs to prepare them for the job market. Chambers said that Rivoli, which has a history of gang violence, has been relatively quiet and last recorded a murder around mid-June 2021. The now deceased was a troubled individual who recently returned to the area after a hiatus. The senior superintendent confirmed that Shaba was known to the police. Chambers urged the residents to remain calm and allow the police to carry out their investigation. "We are still combing the area to get an understanding of what really took place," he said. A resident who spoke to reporters and asked not to be named urged the police to crack down on killers. "Only thing me know, cool down them youth here, if you lick them, make them know you're serious. Them lick 2, police lick 3, as so we know it will work," the resident said. Shaba's murder was the third over a 48-hour period in the division. On Tuesday about 11 a.m., 52-year-old Michael Lewis, a fisherman from Lacova in St. Elizabeth, was shot and killed on St. John's Road in Spanish Town. Hours earlier, Ronaldo Skeen, 18, was also killed in a flare-up of violence in another section of St. John's Road community. Up to December 25, 2021, the St. Catherine North Police Division recorded a 22.4% and 28.6% reduction in murders and shootings respectively. There were 97 year-to-date murders at that time, down from 125. Shootings have slipped from 112 to 80. MAJ concerned about possible impact of fourth wave of COVID-19 in Jamaica. President of the Medical Association of Jamaica, Dr. Brian James, believes that early COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations emerging from the start of the fourth wave are cause for concern. Dr. James, speaking with reporters, said he was concerned that many people are not taking the Omicron variant seriously because of reports that it is milder than other strains. He is warning that the Omicron variant has been found to be very contagious and could result in rapid infection of more persons, causing hospitalization numbers to also go up quickly. There is already evidence of this, he said. Dr. James is warning Jamaicans not to assume that the impact of the Omicron variant will be the same here as in the countries with high vaccination numbers. Dr. James is also concerned about what he said was the government's apparent abandonment of its vaccination target for children. recalling that the government had announced a student vaccination target of 65% as a condition for schools to reopen face-to-face. He said, "We have backtracked on that. Schools are reopening despite not achieving the 65% vaccination target for the students," he noted. "Yet, I have not heard any plan to get this up to 65% vaccination rate." Schools to receive COVID-19 self-test kits. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has announced that COVID-19 self-test kits will be distributed to schools. Pre-primary, primary, and secondary level institutions resume in-person teaching on Monday. Responding to calls to start distributing the kits in institutions to mitigate a surge in COVID-19 cases, Dr. Tufton said the decision had already been made, with the kits will be delivered across the school system. But beyond that, we have a protocol in place, working with the school nurses so that whether staff or children have symptoms, the parish public health system kicks in and we provide the appropriate guidance around the protocols, or we extract that individual and provide additional testing if necessary. So it's not just about the kits, it's an entire program, he explained. The government will initially spend $56 million on kits to be distributed to various sectors. However, Dr. Tufton has cautioned that while the self-test kits can help in the detection of COVID-19 cases, they are not as reliable as other tests. Ministry reports mixed attendance rates for face-to-face school. The Ministry of Education is reporting mixed attendance rates at schools since the resumption of face-to-face classes on Monday. Education Minister Favor Williams says 608 schools reopened for classes. Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing, Mrs. Williams noted that there was full attendance at primary schools with small population of 30 to 50 students. However, attendance at schools with large numbers of students was low. But again, these are early days in terms of school reopening, and because schools are using the rotational approach and the staggering resumption, this is what we would expect. As the days goes by, we're expecting to see more and more of our students back into the face-to-face environment, she asserted. At the same time, the Ministry of Education has received reports from 23 schools where teachers and students remain at home due to flu-like symptoms. In one instance is one school that reported the principal having called in to say that he has tested positive for COVID and was remaining at home. There was another instance in which a teacher had called in to say that they had to be quarantined at home for some period, the minister revealed. Mrs. Williams said only 32% of students 12 years and older have received the COVID-19 vaccine based on figures at the end of December. This is below the 65% target for the education sector. We're still continuing vaccination efforts in our schools, but as of this moment, that 65% target is something still to be worked towards. However, we have indicated that all students can come back into face-to-face environment, she said. Man suspected of participating in New Year's Day gun salute charged. A man suspected of using a homemade gun to carry out a gun salute on New Year's Day has been charged under the Firearms Act. He is 20-year-old Corey Brown of Casino Drive, Knockahead in St. Catherine. He has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Reports are that about 12:01 a.m., lawmen were on patrol in the community when they heard explosions. The team went to investigate, and Brown was seen with a homemade gun. He was accosted and the weapon found in his waistband loaded with 112 gauge cartridge. Brown is scheduled to appear before the gun court on Friday, January 14, 2022. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.